not social at all. Come on.
That
You want to get
doesn't
on my
make any
lap?
sense. How is she not social?
So like if anyone comes over to her house, she will hide, but like if she knows you, she's very playful.
Okay.
So right now she's completely fine, but if I introduce her to anybody, she like freaks out.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
She's got
She
social anxiety.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
me as a cat.
Yeah. Me too. Apparently, I also have social anxiety. Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 32 of the Cross Media Show. Today's topic is episode 16 of the final season of Attack on Titan. Before we get into it, if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to give us a like and subscribe to help support us and see more great content like our TVs and movies based podcast that's happening tomorrow. The Cross Media Show, which is another iteration of this. It's the same show. Yeah, we're talking about Godzilla tomorrow, so feel free to come
Ooh.
hang out. Our video games podcast, the Penultimate Conquest podcast, our anime centric podcast, Anime Nation, and our Marvel centric podcast called the Marvel Mondays Initiative. If you missed out on any of this week's content, check out the website, thepenultimateconquest.com, and check out our VODs and even see the schedule for the rest of the month, which I finally did yesterday, guys.
No, you didn't.
I did. Take a look. Take a look.
I'm going now.
It's up there. For those of you that don't know, my name is Ruben, the director of the Penultimate Conquest. Today I am joined by some incredible people. As usual, we talk about Attack on Titan mostly on a weekly basis up until this quote unquote last episode. I have with me, as usual, Fee. Fee, how's it going?
I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are as well.
I am. Yeah, it's a great Tuesday. You know, I'm feeling refreshed. I woke up on a
Nice.
nice side of the bed today, so yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. Our next guest is the host of Anime Nation, Ryan. Ryan, how's it going?
Doing good, and oh my god, we have a schedule.
Yeah, yeah, we do. Yeah. Christian had texted me and told me he couldn't make it today, so we have a new co-host today. The pink-haired cursed vessel Yuji Itadori has joined us today. Oh wait. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yes!
Yes.
I am dying. I am deceased.
Ohio.
Oh my god.
Oh my
How's it
god.
going, everyone?
It's
Bro,
going really good.
I'm
We lost
actually
some
tearing
paradise
up.
out here.
Why?
It looks
Did it-
good.
Did you see everything when I was coming through? I never tried that with
Yes.
the camera on.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
we
was
did.
so good.
Good.
How's it going,
By
Yuji?
the way, real quick,
Yeah.
it says you're streaming Bloodborne. If you want to change that,
Balls. I don't know why.
Always winning Bloodborne? Is this
No.
Bloodborne?
Okay, I'll take a look at that. Let's get into some housekeeping for a sec. Community solo stream started last night. Tessa
Woo!
was actually kicking them off with some Bloodborne yesterday. And like I said before, tomorrow we are doing Godzilla vs. Kong review. 7:30 EST. Check it out. So let's just get into it. We have one episode left, guys. How did we feel about this episode? Fee?
It was a lot. A lot of shit happened. And we also were left with a lot of cliffhangers for next season. By next season, I mean the second half of the season. But I think it was a really good episode.
oh yeah,
Sorry about that. Ryan, what did you think of this episode?
Again, a lot of cliffhangers, but with the announcement that we are getting a second half this year in winter 2022, which begins in 2021, it was pretty good. I had not a lot of problems with it. I probably should have rewatched it because I know I'm probably gonna forget things that are going to happen,
Yeah.
but it'll be okay.
Yeah. Yuji, what'd you think of this episode?
It's gonna be a whole shtick this episode.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised to learn that a lot of circles online didn't know this is gonna be a first half like season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is also weird to me. I guess since I didn't read the manga, and I had Ryan and Fee telling me that we there was more content left to talk about.
True.
I would have assumed that it was probably the last episode. Um, but I'm glad that they're finishing it up, and they're not just leaving
Yeah.
us dangled with just 16 episodes left. Or however many.
Exciting announcement that it's not going to be a movie and it'll be like a fully fleshed out season that way. Because I heard like the manga has like a lot of stuff that it's going to tackle.
Yeah.
So as far as episode 16 or I guess episode 75 goes, I thought it was good. This is like the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows part 1 of
Yeah.
of this season. You know what I mean?
Yep.
A lot of exciting setup that I can't wait to see. Hopefully get paid off next winter.
Yeah. Let's see.
Mm.
Before we get into the plot summary, I just want to let it be known that I owe Yuji some pizza that he will be getting this week. He just needs to let me know a day and time, and I'll order it for him.
What'd I say, baby?
Wow.
What did I say?
Very upsetting. But
Pizza bet.
a bet's a bet. And I'm
Pizza
a man
bet.
of my word,
Mm-hmm,
even if that word
true.
is dishonest. Um, Fee, let's get into it.
Sure. Well, my goodness. This is like I honestly had to rewatch this episode today because I forgot how much stuff happened in this episode.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So we
Mhm.
start off the episode in the rain because, as you guys may or may not have remembered, some certain shit happened in the last episode where we see Hanji flock in the Jaegerists on horseback and we hear an explosion. But they assumed that it was thunder and lightning. However, we know that this was definitely not the case. Hanji realizes that it was actually a thunder spear and asks but why, but she is told that they need to continue moving by flock. Yes, what's up?
Yes, can I just say that I wrote that in my notes. I thought the tone in the beginning of this episode was like unbeatable. It was insane that like having no music and it's just like starting and it's very ominous. This like sound of the rain and it feels like like shit's about to go down was very cool.
I mean, some weird shit did definitely happen. Oh god, this scene.
Yeah.
So we're taken to Zeke in an absolute terrible shape, if you call your body being completely obliterated. Just terrible shape. Absently surveying some flowers, mentioning that the fact that it is so quiet, am I dying? We see a quick glimpse of Ymir. And as he's like absently looking at some flowers, a smoking titan, female titan, comes out of the woods, rips her stomach open, and shoves Zeke into her body cavity.
And man, oh man, I was so upset at this. So upset.
Why?
Why?
Because like
You
fucking
know,
Zeke
this
is
is
gonna
barf imagery this early in the morning.
he's gonna
Mm.
get away with it. Like I really thought we got rid of him. I really thought.
Again, not a great time for me to be eating my salad, my
Yeah.
Sunday salad.
I mean, you should know by
Wait,
now. 16 episodes in, you should know by now. Like you should not be
What you
eating
gonna
salad.
I was hungry.
It was. God, they really did the manga justice here because
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was-
know.
I didn't think they were going to do it.
I didn't think so either. But I should have known by the amount of gore that we saw with the explosion of the government building that maybe they're gonna go a little bit. They went all out.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job,
Oh.
Mappa.
But like, why?
Why did they
Why?
do that? Why did
why?
Zeke put?
Why? Yes, why? I don't understand. Is this like just like a means of transport for him to get shoved inside a stomach?
Well, I
safety.
I don't know about the the manga, but I would have assumed this was the safest way for him to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
They're not gonna know.
They're not gonna
They're gonna
search.
No
know.
one. They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Oh my
Boy.
god. What a fucking scene, guys. But we also, one thing, we don't know what happened to Levi. That is the last time we see Zeke and Hanji and Flock and the rest of the Jaegerists out in the field. And that's the last time we saw them this episode.
You see, when I first saw this episode, I originally thought that he had turned into a Titan, and that was actually him putting Zeke in his stomach. But then I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would he put him in his stomach? Why wouldn't he just eat him to turn into the Beast Titan? And yeah, so that's where my head was at.
Yeah. It's like a reverse
Also-
birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, she also definitely had boobies. So I'm
Well, I mean, you never
I-
know. You never know.
I mean, you know what? The biggest twist of the entire series.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm just joking. I don't know. All right.
I shall be right back. Give me a sec.
Yeah, sure. As we continue on, we get a glimpse of inside of Shinkanchina, where we're seeing a number of Jaegerists pressing other military guys up against the wall and tying essentially cloth around their arm. We find out that the higher ups are with Yelena and some other Marleyan soldiers at the same table as Pixis. The plan. My goodness, we find out during this meeting that this was a response to Yelena's message, and she praises him for gathering all the soldiers in Shinkanchina and forbidding the opposition, just like they had asked. They finding out that Pixis didn't really have a choice in the matter, as they have all consumed spinal fluid. With this knowledge, they evacuated all of Shinkanchina in hopes to protect the ones who did not partake in the. Just one second here. I made a joke. I'll get to that joke later.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh my god, because I make a couple of comments. Um, essentially, only the people who did not drink Zeke's Merlot, and and forbidding the opposition. My goodness, and hopes to protect the ones who did not partake, and they as they may change into Titans at any minute. We do find out quite quickly at the dinner. The dinner party is not exactly a friendly reunion, nor did he have a choice in any of this. Now that his comrades have guns pointing at his back, with Pix's when Pixis has a brief interaction with the police guard behind him, who apologizes for betraying him because his family also partook in the wine. Pixis takes the opportunity to break down the new armbands that the Eldian / the military are rocking, since there seems to be some advantages. White armbands means that you're a Jaegerist. Red, that they drank the wine, but they were forced to comply. Either they found out early on, or they essentially have blackmail on this particular person, so now they are being used by the Jaegerists. Or, as I put in my notes, black armband means that you're the dum-dum who drank the wine and found out after the actual change, which was them all feeling this tingling sensation last episode. You can tell that during this entire interaction that even the Jaegerists didn't particularly enjoy holding Pixis hostage. You can kind of tell by their faces that they're just not really happy by this, because even though they side with Eren, essentially Pixis has done everything that he was been told to do, and yet he's still being treated like a hostage.
Mm-hmm.
Pixis points out right away that this seems like something that Marley would do, and that he comments on the fact that it's not really essentially a friendly tactic to specifically do this, but Yelena says that you learn from your enemies, and Pixis replies with such as how to make more of them, which I thought was a snippy comeback for him. But a lot of this is, God, Yelena really doesn't need to be drinking the wine during this entire conversation, but that is 100% Zeke's wine that she's drinking. And she gravely mentions that it was not his, if it was not for his people who refused to side with them, it was, my goodness, it was their specific choice to not side with them in the first place, and it's essentially their fault for causing this particular problem. Um, and they kind of have it going back and forth between each other, and not really particularly happy because we've seen essentially their conversations going from Yelena being held hostage after they came back from Marley to now essentially the tides have turned in this case. But she mentions the fact that maybe if they had acted sooner, that they could have, they could have saved the world by this point. Pix is kind of breaking down her specific sentence as like the world. I thought the plan was to reunite Zeke and Eren, a small scale rumbling to keep the nations at bay for 50 years, and only to save the island, because we all know by this point Pixis probably knows about the essentially the euthanation plan to cause the followers of Ymir or the descendants of Ymir to not be able to have children and continue that way. But it's also clear that not everyone at the table was aware. Onion Copen, his entire story plot is him being consistently
Confused.
confused and betrayed by Yelena. Like, he's just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I'm a Marleyan soldier, but I don't know what's happening. And he keeps it pretty on brand this episode. As he also questions Yelena. And she goes on to tell the whole table that they are too late and that they answered Zeke's mercy by planning to kill him. And Zeke is the god who will save the world, and you've earned his wrath. She is quite the character.
The writing at this table scene was some of the best of the season, I thought. Especially
Yeah.
like the back and forth between Pixis and Yelena.
Oh, I definitely agree with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought it was very well done, and it really played to essentially Pixis's character throughout the entire 4 seasons, where we kind of see him be like this very strong player. Even though he's not always up in the front and he's not like on the front lines, he's definitely playing the background. And him having these conversations with Yelena and seeing kind of like the power play between those two is just continued. He's definitely not stupid, and he recognizes the situation that he needs to take, or at least the role he needs to take in this for not only himself but the rest of Shinkanchina to survive. Which, because I assume he already knows that he doesn't have much time in this case, especially if Zeke is MIA.
Did you guys see there was some fan casting after this episode of like, let's cast Attack on Titan as like a real life movie? And of course, Gwendolyn Christie was the favorite to play Yelena.
Of course.
Of course.
She would be so good at it, though.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who?
Absolutely. Gwendolyn Christie. She was in Game of Thrones
Oh,
and
okay.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I
That
like
is a
that.
really great pick, actually.
Yeah. Oh, man. Now such a good pick. I'm a huge fan of her. So I definitely agree with that particular pick. So now I'm just stuck on thinking about her playing this particular character. um, we now are down to essentially our favorite area for the past 10 episodes, which is the basement jail cells of a building. Woo! What
Always.
up?
Like almost every episode, we end up in one of these little prisons, whatever, holding cells.
Holding place.
It's so much, but this time it's a whole gaggle of people. It's not just like one person.
It's a whole gaggle of people.
Good word. A gaggle of people.
I guess it's because we were talking about Canadian geese before. So yeah, that adds up. Yeah.
Canada's most dangerous beast.
I mean, it's all of Sasha's family plus the save like the heroes of Shinkanchina all in one room.
Yeah.
And I forgot Niccolo's there. So everyone there and then Niccolo.
I could see the movie now. Canadian Beasts and shit, I lost it.
Canadian
Fantastic.
Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Where do you find them?
Oh my god.
Everywhere.
You walk outside and
Yeah.
then you see a raccoon. That's essentially my life, especially at night. Um,
Little dudes.
Little dudes, just crazy, rabid little dudes. It's okay.
That's how it's
They're
gotta be.
adorable. Yeah,
They have thumbs.
They have
They
thumbs,
do.
and I don't trust that.
yeah,
I
man.
don't trust an animal that has a thumb.
They also screech really loud.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard that. That's a whole other thing. But they scream really loud. So yeah,
The more you know.
the more you know. We are now back in the basement. And we begin the scene with Connie questioning if all they could do is sit there while everything plays out, which we find out this episode, that's all they do this episode is sit in the cell, and that's all they can do. While the conversation plays out, Mr. Brass offers tea to his fellow inmates. Literally the sweetest guy ever. He's just like, "Do you want some tea?" And I'm like, "That's so cute." Like, I know that's literally nothing to do with the plot, but I thought it was adorable.
Character development. We'd love to
Character
see it.
development. He's also like, he probably has known these people for a long time because of Sasha. But
Yeah,
yeah,
probably.
I just thought it was adorable, and it was like somewhat normal in this entire chaos. Connie asks Armin if he could bust into his Titan form. Connie, I don't know if you've seen what happens, but Armin says no because he's not able to control what happens. Like essentially, he can't contain the change when he becomes into the Colossal Titan, other than making it go bigger.
Mhm.
Because
That's
it's
Connie's
essentially
shtick, though, isn't it? Like, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He just likes saying stuff.
I think Connie's smarter than he
What's
like.
on?
Yeah, but I think that's definitely a Connie. You definitely should know this.
Yeah.
Like, did you not see what happened to Marley? It was like an atomic bomb. It blew up.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe like I understand in situations like this, you're trying to find like a way
In
out.
between. Yeah.
And I mean, it would kill everyone. Like that would have ended the entire series
I
if he
mean,
did that.
pretty much, yeah.
The
Well,
way
I mean,
out.
the rest of the series would have been Eren just getting his way. Like, nobody would have
Eren
been able to
probably would've
stop
been-
him.
Aaron died unless he could insta shift in the Titan.
Nah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
because
he
he's
would figure it
he's
out.
in the same building.
Yeah.
Like they're all in this building right now. All of like this entire like military building is where like government building is where Aaron's currently is, Gabby currently is, other players that we'll talk about later on in the episode, and then just like the biggest names in Shinkanchina are in this building. I mean, that's how you could end it. And
Yeah.
then Armin would be by himself. And that's the end of the
Also,
series.
Zeke would be in a belly.
Since we're talking about endings real quick, if you're on Attack on Titan TikTok or Attack on Titan Twitter, just don't read comments probably
Oh,
for at least a year.
uh,
Because it's
yeah.
already pretty bad right now on TikTok. So
Also,
Be
don't
warned.
read like on Friday, April 9th.
Don't do anything.
Do not look at anything Attack on Titan related because that is the last chapter of the manga.
Oh,
So
no.
we'll also put a warning at the end of this episode because it's going to be really bad and people are going to be posting like Attack on Titan or AOT 139. Do not read any of it unless you're prepared to know how it ends. Which I am. That's why I took the day off. But
Oh,
yeah, I took a vacation day specifically for that day.
that's amazing.
treat yourself.
Yeah. And when my colleague asked me, "Hey, why are you taking that day off?" I'm like, "It's definitely not for Attack on Titan."
Yeah.
And they laughed. They know. My work knows that I'm a huge nerd. But then we
Oh,
can
boy.
continue on. It's fine. It's okay. That's a whole other story. So we'll continue on. At this moment, Armin and Mikasa kind of stare at each other. They do this a lot in this particular scene where they keep on, like, kind of sending glances back and forth to each other as they bring up Eren's name, and you can tell it hurts both of them quite severely. Jean gets right to the point, like he usually does, and asks why Eren beat him to a pulp, and that this would be the time to tell them. Armin goes into the fact that Eren said hurtful things to Mikasa and described the fight in detail. Both Connie and Jean, shocked by this, asked how he hurt Mikasa, but before Armin is able to explain, Mikasa just tells him to stop and that she's fine. However, Jean does not accept this answer and says what exactly he did. Asks what exactly he did. Connie tells Jean to forget it, and then they kind of have this back and forth. And Jean kind of puts two and two together where, like, if, like, obviously Eren's not in a good mind state at this point, because if he's looking to hurt the two people he cares about the most, then he's already too far gone. So they've essentially called Eren, like, he's a lost cause at this point, which is definitely a difficult pill to swallow. Um,
I'm done with Eren. Whatever. I don't care
yeah,
about this guy anymore. He's still
yeah.
kind of attractive though.
Never cared once.
Still kind of attractive though.
You gonna tell me I'm wrong?
I respect it. I respect it. I respect it.
I mean that man bun though.
Oh, when he came out like Jesus Messiah, goddamn.
Yeah, take notes, Zack Snyder.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm gonna stick to my guns, okay?
Oh
Zack
my
Snyder's
God.
Justice League was a good movie, all right? And
Are you okay?
nobody's gonna tell me otherwise. Well, nobody's gonna tell me otherwise. I'm sorry, this is not the
I
podcast
think
for
that's
that.
the consensus online, but sure.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just saying. We're not gonna shit on Zack Snyder's Justice League. Same way we
Okay.
shit on Batman versus Superman. All right.
But Eren is up on the table. We can
This is
dunk
true.
on Eren.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
We
Vic.
can dunk on Eren, right?
Yeah.
Why are you saying sorry to me? I'm
Well,
just
I'm
nodding.
I'm just interrupting you. I didn't want to.
You're not interrupting.
Okay.
I like this back and forth conversation.
Okay.
I really enjoy it
Good.
because
Fun
yeah,
banter.
even though you're talking about Zack Snyder's movie, sure, cool beans. Yeah. My goodness. So yeah, the conversation continues on for a little bit more, where they're just kind of trying to analyze the entire situation and essentially what's been happening over the past week or two. Except they were cut off short by Yelena walking in saying, "Long time no see, heroes of Shinkanchina." Okay, Yelena. With Grease, who worked in the restaurant with Niccolo, and Onion Kopen behind her, and she tells her that she tells them that it pains her to see them in this state. However, Connie, very upset about his new friend Onion Kopen beside her, demands him to get them out. He says that that's a lot to ask considering that they locked him in house arrest for a little while, and tells them to just sit quiet and behave until Zeke and Eren meet. Jean, not particularly happy to see her again, looks at Yelena and says, "Must be nice to get everything that you planned through you, Eren." My goodness, essentially, they brought Eren and Zeke together. They raided Marley, destroying Marley, and Labario, getting people support, using one to take over the military. And now Eldia and the Founding Titan are theirs. And that they can crush Marley and take revenge of their homeland. Isn't that the reason why they came to this island? God, Onion Kopen just having a hard time. Awkwardly states in the middle of it, well, your island was very primitive, and that we brought it out of the past. God, there's just like there's a lot of like anger between everyone, except Niccolo jumps in at this point and says, "So you and your pals could enjoy it once you ruled, that is." Grease points out that they were tricked. My goodness, Grease points out that they were tricked and lost, and that's all it is. And Niccolo kind of snaps back at him and says, like, you sold us out to get promoted as Yelena's lackey. Like, it's your fault that this is happening in the first place. Oh my goodness. Except Grease kind of goes off and then starts insulting the one person Niccolo loved the most, which is Sasha.
Yep.
Saying that he had the hots for some devil spawn who reeked of potatoes, and that you talked about her morning, noon, and night, and that he thought that he would get a grip after the bitch died, and then proceeded to constantly throw jabs at her up until the point where he says that I'll make it easy to understand. The spawn of the devil whore was, and before he could continue, Yelena shoots him square in the temple. Rest in peace, this idiot. And Onion Copin just mortally shocked in the background.
What is going on?
This guy.
I'm trying to do whatever it takes for me not to be on the other end of that gun.
Was this scene tough for you to watch, Fee? Because like he was going in on Sasha.
I got angry reading it when I first read it, and then I had to, like, when I watched it, I'm like, thank God I know what happens to you, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
would be living. God, it was so difficult to like listen to, and then like I understand that's kind of the mindset that they have because they grew up in that, but knowing Sasha and then also kind of seeing Niccolo getting so like upset about it was also very difficult, because you don't see as many reactions that he has in the anime in the manga. And so actually seeing like his heart shattering as he's insulting him, there was like a little bit of it, but not to the extent that the anime showed. So the anime made it worse. And by worse, I mean they did a really good job portraying like his heartache, but at the same time, it was really upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this comes back to I like the idea where people post online of like these characters like as if this was like a recorded show and that they're all actually fine. And I'm like, that's how I can deal with this. That they're all okay. Because that's how actual shows happen and work. That people don't actually die, because it's really upsetting.
People die when they are killed.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that facts or?
I
I'm
can't
not
confirm or
sure.
deny that.
I've been looking
Yeah,
into
me
it,
either.
though.
Oh, I like it. But yeah. Even Sasha's family screamed in terror when they saw that happen. Probably the first time that they've seen someone get shot. In like they've definitely seen people get consumed by Titans, but as we saw in like season 3, kind of the reaction that the people of Parody had when it came to guns, like the Scouts weren't like used to it. Like they weren't used to like human to human fighting. They were always used to like human to Titans. And then putting that all together. Also, you're locked in a cage. So that's also terrifying because you have no way out. Like if Yelena just decided that I'm going to shoot all of you, they have nowhere to hide.
Hmm.
But no, she apologizes for his disrespect and says that no one here should be called devils. And to believe her. And our true goal has nothing, is nothing as hollow as getting revenge on Marley. Our goal is to end the cycle of hatred and save Eldia and even Marley. No more secrets. I'm going to tell you everything. And by that, she means the entire premise of the euthanasia plan from Zeke. And she seems very happy and proud about this point. Good golly god. But she's
This plan is so dumb to me. But like, sure.
just sure, Yelena. Just live
Yeah.
your truth. She's so excited about it. God, she's so dumb. But also I kinda like her. But at the same time, she's really
Oh.
dumb. She's
Go
just
girl.
blindly following. That's
Mhm.
yeah, she is consumed by it.
Hmm.
Good God. But yeah, we get to Gabby, still muttering about the fact that everyone's devils.
Devils.
Girl, she's having a time. It gets cut short by someone entering the room, because that seems to be the premise of today is entrances when people are having a dialogue. Greeted by Eren, by He doesn't learn her name. The entire time, it's either Kid or the girl who killed Sasha. He has not taken the time to learn Gabby's name.
Would you if she killed one of your closest friends?
No, she would be dead. I don't know why she's still alive.
Well,
I'm that's
We'll
my
find
Does
out.
does,
We'll
does
find
Eren
out.
consider Sasha a friend? You know,
This is also true. So many great questions. I don't know.
not this Eren.
Eren's a piece of work. That's all I'm gonna say about Eren for now.
Yeah, piece of meat. Cut me off a slice.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
God.
I'm sorry. Continue.
He's not wrong though.
I mean, he is technically definitely not wrong. I just can't handle this conversation about Eren because it's also unfortunately true. My God. When and if you want to save Falco, help me. I mean, like, Eren, I thought that's a whole other thing. Like, why? Like, he seems to like Falco, but then is now telling her to help Falco. But I digress. When she asks how she can help him, he says that she can use the radio to flush out intruders in the walls. Before he's able to continue, he is cut short by our girl, Pieck. Oh my God. I am very excited to see her. It's been a number of episodes. Stabbing a Jaeger's guard in the throat and points a gun right at Eren's head and says, "Don't move," and tells Gabby to be quiet. I'm just very happy to see her again, guys.
Wait, did I miss the part where Armin was crying about Yelena's plan?
Yeah, that's actually after this scene.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, no. Yeah,
we'll get there.
yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, that's a interesting, yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, but there's a entire interaction between Eren and Pieck where she's having just pointing a gun at his head, trying to threaten him, and doesn't particularly go well for her, but she starts off by closing the door, and confirms she wants to confirm with Eren that he's in fact Eren Yeager. It was still like like out of everything, okay, girl, that's super fair.
Are
And
you Eren Yeager?
are you Eren Yeager? Um,
She's actually busted in for like 5 doors. She's like, eventually I'll find him.
Yeah.
she's just been killing people.
Yeah.
Are you Eren Yeager? No. Okay, bye. And then leaves.
That's all it
Girl,
takes.
I mean, that's true. I just feel like that would be something she would do, is just like go through different rooms and be like, "Are you Eren Yeager? No? Okay, bye." And then walks out and goes to the next room. But yeah, apparently that is the only person that she kills during this scene, because they have a quick conversation about it later on with the soldiers. They're like, "An intruder is in the building," and they're like, "Someone has died." And then, yeah, I realized that after, as we had this conversation, that that was the person that they were talking about, because I was very confused who they were referring to.
Mm.
Because it was like 2 seconds of this guy just standing there. Yeah, and then they cut and talk for the people who didn't remember what happened over the past 3 seasons. Explain what happened to Shinkanchina. Okay, thank you. Middle of the episode explanation about the operation that failed and the plugging of the hole in Shinkanchina. I like it. Um, Gabby spends a lot of this entire scenario just pointing a gun at Eren, after she's told by Pieck to grab a rifle from the guard and point it at Eren. And then Pieck turns her attention over to Eren and essentially threatens him for a good solid 3 minutes, saying that, like, "I'm gonna shoot you in the head and your brains will spill out as you fall to the floor." Um, she really tries her best here. I'm just gonna say it. She just tries her best. And she asks him to take his hands out of his pockets. And when he asks her what happens if he refuses, she threatens the first time. She threatens him like I think 3 times. before this ends up not happening. But they have a conversation between each other, and Eren's essentially playing a game of chicken with her, saying, like, I don't think you're going to do it. She says, I am going to do it. I will shoot you in the head. And he's like, no, you're not going to do it. And then proceeds to lean his head onto her gun, and just continues on with the specific conversation. And kind of takes a moment after he gets really defensive and says, like, you're going to specifically do this. But she kind of goes into an explanation, walking, my goodness, I'm gonna need one particular second because I just did some, yeah. She said, he explains that she has no time to transform, can't specifically do anything to protect anyone there, calling her out on her bluff. He asks her why she just um, doesn't pull the trigger now, and why else is she here? What happens if I don't listen? And she continues to play tough until he eggs her on. Walking towards her, and then pressing, like I said, pressing his head on her gun. Gabby, concerned for Pieck's safety, Pieck just sighs and tell her to take her finger off the trigger. She's shocked by this, and Gabby just stares in her confusion. As Eren points out that she wouldn't be the only one who pays for her defiance, it would also be her family back in Marley. After she takes a moment to consider this, she just puts up her hands and tells him that she won't shoot, and she wasn't planning to in the first place.
Damn, you right.
Like,
She's
shit. Guess you got me.
God, I just want to say I'm definitely team Pieck right now, because she's just something else. Like, I know everyone's like team Eren or team Marley. I'm just team her. I'm like,
Team Edward. Wait.
yeah. My goodness. Oh god. Gabby continuing to look dumbfounded through this entire scene. He points out that she wanted, my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, Gabby spent, God, I feel so bad because, like, this is when I start feeling bad for Gabby a little bit, because she's watched everyone that she thought was, like, her, like, hero and her idol betray her. And this was definitely another scene where she has to see this. Like, I don't think that's going to be easy, especially for a 12-year-old kid.
I
And this is
mean,
me showing sympathy for a character I absolutely despise.
But
you
this
get
is good
over
for
it.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I mean, turns out it wasn't, but
I mean, yeah, but she also had the realization, like, clearly she should have come to terms with the realization, like, oh shit, we're bad people and we're doing bad things. So we should probably stop.
At this point, though, no one is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's good, but also no one's bad in a way.
We're all shitty people, essentially. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Except for me.
especially Ryan. Oh.
Well, I meant in the podcast. I mean in the show, not
In
on
the show?
the
Yeah.
podcast.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Wow.
Brand me as you will.
Rude. Yeah, but Pieck realizes that Eren must have noticed her footprints when they invaded in the first place. And kind of hinting at the fact that she's obviously not alone here, because she's the card titan, obviously, in some way, shape, or form. She's probably brought some others with her. And that I have no other reason for shooting. If you use the Founding Titan's power, couldn't you defeat Marley? You wouldn't make the world your enemy unless you knew you could win. Do you have something more than the Founding Titan? When Gabby continues questioning Pieck tells her to just put down the rifle, and you can just see Gabby's pure rage on her face. When Eren asks her what her actual goal is, we find out that her goal is to say, free all Eldians in Marley and around the world, hinting that there might be some other places that Eldians exist, because we don't really know other than Parody and Marley. We don't know if others escaped during, like, after the war. But like I thought that was kind of interesting that they kind of mentioned that like around the world, so there might just be more people.
Well, I assume that there was because her friend, I forgot Gabby's friend, the one that got crushed by the rock.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was like, I was held in an internment camp, so I assume that they have them
Oh yeah.
all around the world. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, guys. I listen. I pay attention.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
I'm
That's
proud of
something.
you.
thank you.
Yeah. That's not even something I remembered. Yeah.
Got
It,
him, Ruben.
wow.
Good job.
Hold
Wow.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Wait, wait.
Are you clipping it?
There you
That's pretty good.
I
Yeah.
regret showing you that.
But it's added
Um,
content so much.
God, it makes a very good content. Yeah, and then we, oh God, this is the sad part. I felt really bad here. I want to free my family in the internment zone, and we find out that she only became a warrior to get her dad, her only family member, proper medical care. That he actually did survive after he received the care that he needed, but is incredibly sad knowing that her term will soon be over. Before she dies and leaves him behind, she wants to show him Eldia has a bright future. She knows for that to happen, Marley needs to be crushed, and she will help him any way she can. She plans to do whatever it takes to slaughter Marley for not only her father's future, but for the rest of the Eldians. Um, God, after 12 or so episodes, Gabby finally realizes that Zeke was the mastermind of the
go.
attack of Marley. God, this poor girl, she's just not
she,
having any time.
she's a little slow to pick up on things, but yeah.
I definitely didn't see him talking to the enemies in the airship. Well, of course not. No, there must have been a simple answer for that. Like, I don't get it.
She, it just takes her a long time, guys.
Mm.
It just takes a long time to consume all this. And finding out that Pieck is willing to join Eren, the final nail of the betrayal coffin. Gabby questions what they've been fighting for. Once the world knows that we're good Eldians, won't they let us go free? She points the rifle right at Pieck, telling Pieck she is the same as Zeke, a traitor. However, honestly, Pieck being a baller just like stares down the rifle, and she's like, "I don't." By all means,
Mm-mm.
she doesn't even flinch.
Just
Um,
how you do.
she's like, "Okay, this isn't my first rodeo. Try that again." Pieck taking a moment, she begins to walk towards Gabby, not even caring the fact that she's pointing a rifle and with her finger on the trigger, asking her if they are Marlians or Eldians. Um, Gabby says we're honorary Marlians. Pieck tells her that she is wrong and that they are subjects of Ymir, and that the one truth that they cannot escape. That no matter what they are called, they are the race that turns into titans. And then mentioning the fight back in episode 1 at Fort Slava, that Titans' power are on the way out, and as soon as Marley cannot use them anymore, they will all be slaughtered. It doesn't matter if they are good Eldians, there is zero chance that they will go free. And tries to break it down more for Gabby.
Dog, you have no idea how much I love this. All of this.
This
I
is
would.
why she's my favorite right now.
I mean, yeah, and then 5 minutes later, I was like very disappointed, which
Yeah.
we'll get to.
Yeah.
But all of this was like, oh my god, like we're forefronting these interrogations of like our own identities, um, in Marley and in Eldia, and like shoving it in Gabby's face and like confront this, think about this, think
Yeah.
about who you are, and it was so good. And then I was let down.
God, what a terrible time. Eren interrupts her and tells her that she needs to prove it to him, and that she needs to show him that she is on their side, and that if they're going to cooperate with them, to show what they mean. At this point, he kind of shows what he's been flexing all season is, I have a little bit of blood. Watch me as I turn into my Titan. But Pieck is able to stop him and explains that her comrades are in Shinkanchina and she can show him where they are. That's a lot of S's. So she will that they need to go to the roof, and that she'll be able to point them out from there. He ceases fire and puts his finger away. And then we come back once again to the jail cell. After Yelena has explained to the heroes of Shinkanchina the euthanation plan. She tells them that they're all that all the suffering brought by the Titans will disappear from the world. But Jean, once again, being the blunt voice of reason in the group, says like, how peaceful will that be? It's gonna be us just dying out slowly. We're gonna be old geezers. No one's gonna be able to defend us. Like, what is the plan here? And Yelena explains that, oh, well, in this case, we'll just cause a small rumbling, so everyone will essentially stand back and leave you guys alone. And use it as a deterrent, as long as the founding Titan and the royal bloodline stay intact. And that thankfully, that Queen Historia has been blessed with a heir. And as long as the subjects of Ymir inherit the founder until her child passes away. And so, in hopes that that will be the last child of the subjects of Ymir to be birthed, that he or she will get the founding Titan, and then they will continue that way until that particular person dies. And Jean comments on the fact that, like, that's not a sure thing. Like, that's not, something could go wrong. And Yelena mentions that there's no nation that can claim to have a sure thing, and each one has its own share of problems. And in this particular case, it's Titans. And that the years of bloodshed will be put at an end with Zeke and Eren. And she goes into this righteous conversation, like, kind of speech about Zeke and Eren, saying that they're going to be talked about for millennia as legends, and that they are the saviors who shone over humanity. This is when Armin begins to sob. When Yelena asks him what's wrong, he says to think your cause was so noble, and it touched my heart. Yelena talks about how wonderful that is, and the others look at him very confused. As Yelena starts to also have tears of joy streaming down her face. What do you guys think of this? Of
Yeah,
Armin starting to
that was
cry?
okay. That was my question for the gang. Nobody's like buying into this, right? Like he's playing Yelena.
Oh yeah,
Everyone else feel that way?
I'm
100%.
sure. But
Okay,
it
cool.
also, like, the thing that crept up in the back of my head was like, what if, like, Eren was actually right about Armin and Mikasa, and that the feelings of Bertolt are just creeping back up on him and actually
Oh.
taking control. Not control, but like slowly taking over. That scares me a little, which I'm hoping that it's not that case, that everything
Okay.
Eren said was just a lie. But, you know, it's possible. He's hanging out more and more with Annie, you know? You never know what could be
Oh,
happening there.
Ruben, fucking killing it today, man. I
I
like this.
mean,
I like it a lot.
I actually got into a conversation about this with someone regarding Armin going to Annie, and apparently he was doing that before he actually consumed Berthold. Was he would actually sneak in and have conversations with Annie beforehand,
Well, that's
because
upsetting.
yeah, but also it's kind of the same way that people go and talk to people who are in a coma.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of updating her, because they were friends up until, like, they were distant friends essentially. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were in and honestly, before she changed into the female Titan for the last time, the last person she had a conversation with was Armin in season 1.
yeah.
because he had to confront her as she turned into the female Titan. So I think there might be some like a little bit of like remorse set with him, and I think obviously this particular scene with him crying is him taking like essentially like battle tactics where you're like agreeing with your like holder, and that Yelena's the person that they need to impress right now, and if he can kind of convince her that they're on his like they're on her side, that she might be more likely to either give them more leeway or keep them safe for longer, because we just saw her shot a guy for not agreeing with her. And
Right.
so yeah,
Huh.
not super particularly great. But who knows, because that's not explained, because we get cut off again by a soldier explaining that the invaders are heading this way, and that she needs to come right away.
I didn't
Soldier.
notice until sorry, I didn't notice until you said it, but you're absolutely right. Like this whole like past few episodes is like interesting conversations, and then we're interrupted by someone coming into the room.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my god. It was definitely a theme, like, even in the manga I noticed, because, like, something I really enjoyed doing is finding, like, trends. And that is a trend, is, like, they're having a conversation and someone runs in, or something happens and then an explosion, or it's, I don't know, it's an Izuyama thing where he just likes to interrupt people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But it definitely keeps you on your toes, for
Yeah.
sure. Um, oh my god, this next little like few scenes are just so good. We find out that the soldiers are running around and that the intruders have been found. They find out that it was Pieck, and Gabby, and one of the other soldiers had passed away, or died, at least got murdered. When Bros comments to the others, that, oh my goodness, Sasha's dad asks him, like, what's all the commotion? I'm like, this guy's just like the sweet little comedy relief that you need during these episodes. And we see that Pieck and Gabby and the other scouts are following Eren, and that Pieck and Gabby are actually handcuffed to each other. And Pieck asks, is it safe to say you and I are allies now? Um, if you can point out the other invaders, and until then, you'll be cuffed to the Marley kid, and if you try to transform, she'll bite the dust, Eren replies to her. Pieck happily tells him that he doesn't need to worry, and that the kid will come around soon enough. AKA, Gabby will start agreeing with the Jaegerists? Who knows? That's a whole other particular
She
difficulty.
has Jaeger's energy.
She does!
Mm.
She has that vibe. The group descends upon this, like, goes up the stairs, and the rest of the soldiers are shocked and looking at her like, she's so small, she's so tiny. How could she be the one to do this? Pieck just pull it, like, does her own thing and smiles down at them, putting up her hands to wave at everybody, while Gabby awkwardly like looks around because she's still handcuffed to her, so she has to raise her hand too. And Pieck greets everybody and says, like, hello there. And all the men are blushing except for 3 of them.
Including me.
Including I mean, she's absolutely adorable. But did you guys see
Yes.
the friend in the crowd?
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have
Yep.
one question for you. Were they wearing a hood?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
He had his full like shaved sides, long hair on the top,
Okay.
just doing his own thing, doing the like iconic another trend is looking over the shoulder this season.
Yeah.
It is Gilliard Porco hanging out. The Jaws Titan is just hanging out with the other soldiers as if he's just one of the crowd. Not looking super thrilled by the situation. But who knows what's gonna happen, guys? We definitely don't know what's gonna happen. Just joking. Gabby takes the opportunity to ask where Falco is. Eren tells her that he's near here, but it seems like he drank some of Zeke's 853 Merlot. And if you know that right now in the show, it is 854. So I'm making a wine joke.
I don't
It's
I
not
don't
aged.
understand.
It's not aged that well. Yeah, you
It's
gotta
not aged well.
you gotta wait a couple
Do we
years.
think he'd be a Merlot? Are we pinpointing on a Merlot for Zeke?
I think so.
I'm thinking a Merlot or Pinot Noir, but I'm thinking more.
No.
I think he's
Pinot
too
Noir.
sophisticated for a Pinot Noir. Like Merlot is definitely the way to go. You know.
Yeah.
This dude is like a Chardonnay at best.
A
But
bottle
it's
of
red wine.
$2 Chuck.
It's
I
red
know it's
wine
red
though.
wine, but Zeke is a Chardonnay.
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
If he had the option to, it would definitely be a Chardonnay. But I think in this case, to
Hide
hide
the spinal
the
fluid. Yeah.
No,
just
no,
a
yeah.
just a little bit of spice, you
Yeah.
know? Just like
I
It
will hate
adds
that.
flavor.
How great would it be? Like he also is like, yeah, you guys also drank my, you drank my spinal fluid, but you also drank some of my spit. Yeah, I spit in there just because I don't respect any of you guys. You know.
I mean that's the least concerning thing in that particular drink
I
at
would
this
have been.
point.
You see, I would have been the guy in the background, like, oh, we drinking spit? What? Spinal
Not
fluid. I don't
spinal
know what the
fluid.
fuck is that. You know, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do about that. Like, I guess I didn't really taste it, but like, I could have tasted spit in that wine. You know.
Oh my god. I mean, it would give it more of a different consistency
Oh
because
God.
also like
Aaron
I'm
had
gonna
a little bit.
I'm also very confused by how much spinal fluid Zeke has been like pumping out
He's been.
over the past like 13
You
years.
see, I don't think it's that. I think it's
Dry
the.
now.
I
His
think.
spine to weak.
Yeah, I think it was just like he put a little syringe in his spine and like just a drop in each
That's
barrel.
not an easy thing to do. That
Maybe
is
the big
like
boy spine.
a spinal tap is not easy and it is incredibly painful.
They could do it in
No,
800. What was it? 853?
Yeah,
80?
currently it's
Wait.
854.
854.
Do they do it when
Oh.
he goes Beast Titan?
That's what I'm saying.
So they have a
Yeah,
lot
that's
more
what I'm
to
saying.
work with.
Yeah.
Oh, because they had to do it anyway because they were turning Eldians into just like
Yeah.
bombs anyway
Yeah,
during
and the person who fucks up on the spinal tap is just getting chucked like a baseball. Like, ah, fucker, that hurt, and then he just tosses it.
Hell of a pitch on that man.
Yeah.
Good God. So yeah, this is not great for Eren because he just didn't comment on this fact earlier when Gabby was asking about Falco. She now tells her like, "Oh yeah, he's consumed Zeke's spinal fluid." Both Gabby and Pieck alarmed by this news. They ask how this had happened, and Eren tells them that he doesn't know and that he must have consumed some of the wine. And Gabby puts the blame on herself once again because of the fight that happened in the restaurant, because she got too cocky and talked about Sasha's death in front of Sasha's lover. So that's really great for her. This is all her fault once again.
Again,
Pieck
I would have been in the background. I'm sorry, Fee. I would have been in the background like, yeah, you should probably shut the fuck up about the person you killed. Like,
Oh, we need that energy in this show.
Jesus.
Oh my God. A lot of incidences could have been avoided if Gabby didn't exist. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say that.
I agree.
So, Pieck confirming her suspicions that Eren took over the army with spinal fluid, she asks him why Zeke has this ability in the first place. Eren says he has no clue, but she says, like, honestly, out of anybody, I thought he would tell you. And Eren looks back at her as she talks about how the day, ever since the day that she met him, she felt like Zeke was telling. My goodness, after she met Zeke, she's felt like he's been feeding her lie after lie. And 4 years ago, she confirmed that hunch when she saw his quick interaction between Zeke and Eren during season 3, and when Zeke specifically told Eren that one day I'm going to come back and rescue you from all of this. My goodness.
Huh.
Yeah. What an interesting particular situation. What's up?
I don't remember that. No. This is on
Yeah.
the roof, right? When they're
Yeah.
outside. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He was in he was in Pieck's mouth as she was in cart mode, and he tells her that I'm going to come back and save you someday. Yeah, I'm gonna come back and rescue you. Because time-wise, at that point, he would have already known that he is his brother, and so he's trying to go back and try to save everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. There's a lot of crazy things that particularly happen here. But by the point that she mentions the fact that he she wonders like how he could specifically assist him with using the founding Titan's power. Once again, the interruption occurs when the door opens, where Yelena and Onion Copen are just hanging out to greet them. Where Pieck has a jab at Yelena, saying like, "Oh, you shaved your beard? I thought it suited you." God, a callback to episode 6 where Yelena dressed up like a man, took Pieck and Porco, and then proceeded to put them into a pit. What a good episode.
Great
Pit
episode.
begins. God, chef's kiss. Chef's freaking kiss on that episode. Pieck begins to walk on the roof with Gabby and just kind of staring off into the distance of Shinkanchina. As Yelena tells Eren that I don't trust her. And Eren says, I don't either, but it is mutual. He begins to walk out where Pieck and Gabby are, but kind of stops in the middle of the roof. Pieck comments to him that if he's using the Fountain Titan's power, where's Zeke? Eren tells her that she will soon she'll find out soon enough. And he asks her to show him where the enemy is. Yelena and the others are ready to fire at any time. Eren also ready to strike, with his hand sparking behind his back. God, what a fucking scene. Gabby and Pieck backs to Eren, staring over Shinkanchina. Gabby begins to cry and holding Pieck's hand like very tightly. And Pieck grips her hand and smiles at her. Pieck turns around and points at Eren himself. And grabs Gabby and proceeds to run and grab Gabby in her arms as Eren crumbles downwards as Porco, the Jaws Titan himself, just bursts out from the floor and tries to consume Eren Yeager. Unfortunately, he only gets his legs as a snack, and Eren, angered by this, he's now legless. Oh my god. Yeah, he begins to transform as a very, very angry Attack Titan. Fun note, I thought it was kind of interesting that he didn't just like randomly, like we saw with the Warhammer Titan, because he now owns the Warhammer Titan upon the other multiple Titans that he has, that he's still turning into the Attack Titan from the nape of the neck and not from its feet. Because we saw the actual like top half being created first and then going downwards instead of going up from the feet. But it makes sense because he doesn't have any feet right now. So
it would have been bad if he did that.
That would be bad. I didn't think about that until just now when I mentioned him. Whoops.
Point.
Oh god. Everyone in the jail cell is hella confused on what's happening right now. And they then realize that the Titans are now moving. Falco especially concerned because he's scared that Zeke is now in the area, which means if he hears Zeke yelling, he's going to turn into a Titan, and everyone in the room is probably going to die in the process. We cut to the roof, finding that both Pieck and Gabby are being protected by Galliard with his hand. His Titan hand, not an actual human hand. It's not like a human hand going like, I can protect you.
I gotcha.
That would be so funny. And then Pieck and Gabby proceed to have the worst timing conversation on the planet as everything's going fucking nuts around them. And Gabby asks, like, I thought you were, like, you betrayed us. And Pieck says, like, you really thought I sold out my comrades? Gabby mentions the fact that she mentioned in their conversation with Eren that there is no future with Marley, and Pieck says to her that there might not be my goodness. She doesn't trust Marley, but she does trust her comrades that she's fought alongside. And then we see 5 blimps in the air, where we see Commander Magath and our old friend Reiner in a blimp, as we find out that the entire thing that we just saw was not only Galliard exploding through the floor, 2, Eren turning into the Attack Titan, but 3, an actual smoke signal. So all of that smoke and dust coming up was actually also a smoke signal to the actual blimps as they're heading towards the fight themselves, and they're going to be trying to take out Eren Yeager. And they Magath does his typical like rally cry and says like, it's the founding titan, go get revenge for Liberio and let's put an end to the guy. We see a back and forth between Eren in his Titan form and Reiner, as Eren has a monologue with himself in the Attack Titan and says, "Bring it on, Reiner." And then that is the end of the episode.
I have a
think the-
couple things I wanted to talk about before we continue. I'm sorry, Christian. You can go ahead first.
No, please.
Okay.
I want to hear them.
Number one, we just need a wall of like people who are Jaegerists in the building, like just pictures of them. Because if I recall correctly, some of the Jaegerists are also like from Marley, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
How did nobody realize that a freaking Galliard was downstairs?
There's a lot going on. It's been a long week.
Yeah, but you notice the guy that's a Titan. Am I wrong?
What if he has a look-alike?
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And
Also with all
go ahead.
continue.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's different regiments, like not everyone knows everyone. There's like different walls that needed to be protected. So he may have like said that, oh, I'm part of the like um Wall Maria regiment, and maybe no one there knew the actual Wall Maria regiment. So they're like, okay, so you're like part of like squad 136. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
But honestly, he could have probably also just popped out of nowhere because no one's really questioning anything if you have an actual attire and armband at the moment. Or he
Okay.
could have said, I consumed wine. I was in the forest with Zeke." Like, we don't know. Like, honestly,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. That's fair. All right. My last question was the conversation that Zeke had with the Titans in the I want to say the first episode, third episode, second episode, whichever episode. Like they should know the plan. Am I wrong?
No.
No.
No, I
No.
don't think so.
No, Zeke
Okay.
was playing both sides.
Okay.
He was
I
playing
don't
3
think
sides.
I don't think he trusted any of the other Titans enough to tell him his plan.
No.
Okay. So did we ever find out what that conversation was about? If
They
he's
were just
hiding it
talking about
for
how they were not the guy. They didn't trust their government to protect them, and how they were. So some of them, this group of them, was aging out pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's all I got. Christian.
All
I
right.
like it. I like it. No, I just think it was hilarious that on TikTok people were like making fun of the ending, of them like watching in front of their TVs, getting all hyped up for to see Eren and Reiner like duke it out, I guess, and then the episode just ends, and they're just
Yeah.
standing there and the screen's black. It's like I get it, yeah, no, I get it.
Nah. Let me have a year of build up for this. Half a year.
Yeah.
Then they can go to punches.
You know what would have been a
Mm.
great end credit scene, I guess. Just seeing somebody who's already dead just walk up to the castle like, oh shit, it's going down, huh? Like Aaron's dad would have been great. Just
Good
to like
idea.
to stir up the fucking pot. I don't know, guys. You know?
You got
Yeah, I know.
do you know I would like honestly, my thought process right now is none of this would be happening at the moment if Erwin was still alive.
Yeah.
Like, literally, because he would bitch slap everybody. It would just be like a constant, just like smack.
Yeah. I mean, even Levi was like, this like whole season was like, I probably made a mistake.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, it like makes sense where this is going. But I was happy with the way that it ended. I know it sucks for people that haven't read the manga because there's like 8 different storylines that have not, or like at least 8 different cliffhangers that we have no answer to because of this particular ending. But that's the whole point, because if they answered everything now, then there would be no second portion. And the be full hype. Like the last season, like the second half of the season's just going to be full hype. And by hype, I mean like absolute chaos.
Yeah.
Should they have advertised the final season as a part 1?
No.
No,
No.
No.
I like the suspense.
Yeah. I actually would have preferred if they had waited a week to announce the part 2.
No, I would have died. I would have been
No,
really angry.
we would nothing good would have come of that.
Just wait a week, you know? Just have everybody on the edge of their seats for a
Why
whole
not?
week.
Wait a few months.
That's a bit much. That's a bit much. I would have been pissed off as all hell.
No, I think they needed to do it the same day because of the last chapter that's coming out this week. Because there would be a lot of chaos, a lot of people wouldn't know what's happening, and then a bunch of us manga readers getting to see the end, which I'm still not prepared for, and that's why I took a day off.
Fee, what if I begged you not to read the final chapter?
Here's
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing. I'll
What if
pull
we
a
just-
Zeke.
What if we just waited, you know?
You want me to wait?
Just wait till the last episode.
She already got the
Ryan-
day off, man.
Ryan,
I
this
can't
was-
do that.
Oh, come on, guys.
You know what? I will plead the fifth. I will pull a Zeke, and I will say I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, but can I trust you on that, you know?
I don't know. Can you
Zeke?
trust Zeke?
No.
That's why he's the best character in the show, and I said it.
Again, I mean,
I already know how it ends anyway.
They all die.
How does it
No.
end?
Eren fights King Kong, and it's insane.
Oh,
Who wins?
man. Oh, man. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, Eren fights King Kong. I thought you were going with Eren fights Godzilla.
No,
that would have made more
Godzilla would
sense.
easily
No,
win.
no, Eren could not beat Godzilla. King
Yeah.
Kong, he has a chance.
Well, no, I thought he was going to say that Eren was King Kong. That's what I thought he was going with.
No.
Okay. All right. King Kong
No,
is
if
always gonna
anyone's King Kong, it's Zeke.
win. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah. No.
He returned a monkey.
God, I'm just
Mhm.
there's so much stuff. God, I'm just very excited to see it all animated. Cause crazy.
Yeah.
I'm.
And it's Mappa.
Yeah, Mappa killing it. Just
Mhm.
straight destroying anime right now in the best way possible.
Yep.
I haven't seen a powerhouse like this since like Madhouse 2012.
Yeah. Like they have Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Zombieland Saga, Chainsaw Man, the last, like the first, is it called the first African Samurai?
I believe so.
Yes, God, his name literally translates to Black Samurai.
And then they have a water polo fucking anime coming out.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy who did Free. The magic who did Free.
I'm gonna
See,
need to watch
I'm excited
this.
for that.
Yeah, what the heck?
It's a summer one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I need something to fill the void between Haikyuu final season.
So, guys, I have some unfortunate news to tell you.
What?
Oh, no.
I don't know how to say this. I can't watch My Hero Academia with subs. I just can't do it. I started watching it with dubs, so I haven't. We will probably be doing episode like a 5 episode recap. I don't know what episode they're on.
I took that idea for Anime Nation. I just wanted that to be
Yeah.
stated.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
was
that's
gonna
what.
do
Yeah, you didn't let me finish, man. I was
I
just.
didn't know what we were promoting.
Yeah, I
I didn't know
was.
what-
Okay, all right. You want to go
I
ahead?
didn't know you were in the chat.
No, I wasn't in the chat, but I.
Okay, I was like,
yeah.
you weren't there then.
Yeah.
I
You
think
can be
Goats
honest,
will find
Ruben.
No, I was gonna keep it for a cross media show, but yeah, that makes more sense for Anime Nation.
Yeah.
No, I mean that you can't watch it because the first 2 episodes are bad. That's fine. You can say it.
I actually
It's-
haven't watched them yet, so I can tell
Oh,
you.
okay.
It's fine. They're bad.
Are they really?
Someone agrees.
Don't say that. Well, no, he
Um,
doesn't like My Hero Academia either, so I can't trust what he says.
Guys, I watched one episode of My Hero Academia
Oh!
last week.
What did
And?
you think?
It was
Subs or dubs?
something.
Subs or dubs?
It was sub.
Fee.
Yeah,
That's
stick with
good.
it if you're gonna keep
That's a
watching.
good.
Probably
The
stick
sub
with
is
subs.
really good.
Yeah, it was. I'm watching it with. Like, I watched the first episode with Frank.
Okay.
And then we proceeded to watch Invincible instead.
It's all night.
Yeah. I also need to finish up, what is it, Moriarty?
Yes.
Because I'm 7 or 8 episodes in, and shockingly, once again, another anime where all the men are attractive. Every single last one of them. It is a crime. It is a big old crime.
The curse.
And they're solving crimes.
I mean, are they
that was
solving
good.
crimes, Ryan? The crime consultant is solving crimes.
So
He's there.
I have a special segment I've been waiting to do for a while.
Let's do it. Let's do it, Christian.
I think now's
sorry,
a good time.
Sorry. Let's do it.
I'm so excited.
So we're gonna go through our Attack on Titan Zodiac readings, and I want to know who would like to go first.
Me.
Oh,
Me.
okay. So Fiona, you are a Cancer,
I am.
and according to Comic Book Reader, which Attack on Titan character is based on your zodiac sign? You are Mikasa.
Yay!
Not because of birthdays, by the way, because that's not her birthday, but because of the traits. So, this reads, Cancers wear their hearts on their sleeves, and they'll go to the ends of the earth to protect the people they care most about. Anyone who has seen how far Mikasa is willing to go to protect Eren and how obvious her feelings toward him can attest to the fact that she fits the Cancer traits to a T. Congratulations, Mikasa.
Thank you. Honestly, a lot of times I see people online, they're like, it's definitely Armin who is this Cancer because they're really emotional. Or people say, like, it's definitely Sasha because she is silly and emotional. And I'm like, no, I like the Mikasa one. I like
Yeah,
that one
it's
a
good.
lot.
Ruben and Ryan, you guys have the same. You guys are both Sagittarius.
Unfortunately,
Scorpion. I'm a
No,
Scorpio.
no, November 20. I don't want to dox your birthday. Can I say this?
Go 2 days up.
It's not. It's okay.
No, it's not.
That would still make you a
Yeah.
Is it? I
Sagittarius.
thought it was at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are both Hanji.
I'm
I'll
okay
take
with
that.
this. Yeah, I'm
I'll take
okay
it.
with this.
Curious people who are full of energy and always looking to learn new things. Attack on
Uh-oh.
Titan science-loving Hanji Zoe is no doubt the anime's best representation of this zodiac sign. Constantly looking to learn more about the Titans, Hanji welcomes things that most of her comrades fear, Eren being a Titan, for example. Hanji is also comical, like Sagittarius's, though much of it has to do with her lack of tact. She rarely holds back for anyone, and it's why fans love her. And it's also why she fits the zodiac sign to a T.
And that's why the fans love me.
It's true.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Hanji's the greatest.
Hanji's great.
Meanwhile, I got stuck with the Scorpio of the show,
Oh no.
Eren Yeager.
Oh yeah.
Scorpios are set in their ways, and they tend to take their beliefs to an extreme. Attack on Titan's protagonist can be said to do the same as Eren often does. That's it. That's all he wrote for me. Give me something more.
They really stuck it to Scorpios, I guess.
Yep. It's fine. No one likes Scorpios, so I get it.
Oh boy.
Feisty.
Do you have anything to say before we close out the show, guys? Fee?
I'm gonna miss this. I'm gonna miss
Mm.
sitting down with you guys every Tuesday.
We'll be back. Winter 2021. No,
It's true.
2022.
2022.
And I imagine I will sit in this chair talking to you guys about more anime soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, of course.
Christian, anything you have to say?
See you in a year, baby.
Okay. I mean, you're still gonna be on content, but yeah.
Oh my
No,
god, Christian.
That's it.
I'm done.
He gives his resignation on here. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan, anything?
Just can't wait for winter 2021 to do this all over again.
2022.
Yeah.
2022, which is still 2021 technically.
Yeah, it's gonna start in December.
Oh, swag. That's
Yeah.
right. I don't know why I said swag, but sure.
Everyone okay, by the way, guys, winter 2022 starts in December. It's
Yeah.
not next year.
It's next
Yeah,
year for me.
it's not 2 years away. It's like 7 months.
Yeah,
you see
we've had
how I do things is my year starts in at the end of November.
Black
Oh,
Friday is the
Festivus.
beginning of your year.
No, Festivus is December.
Ah.
Yeah.
oh,
I'm gonna make believe you didn't just say that, Christian. I'm gonna take that back because
Jerry's apartment isn't real.
stop. No, you're
wait.
my reality is being crushed.
Wait, is this a Seinfeld thing again?
No, that's not a Seinfeld thing. That's a me thing.
Okay, cool.
My year starts in my January is my January is actually December, and my December is actually November.
What happens to November?
November's
Doesn't
just.
exist.
What do you mean? I just told you. December is November.
just roll it.
Oh God.
Let's go to plugs.
Okay, all right.
Fine.
Let's start with plugs. That was just a joke, by the way. That's a horrible way to live. Let's do some plugs. Ryan, where can people find you?
People can find me at Ryan the Lion 3055 on Twitter, and yeah, that's it. That's where you find me. Find me there.
What's the
Or
next
whenever-
episode of Animation about?
I'm going to be doing a deep dive with Vinny on Jobless Reincarnation, which
Okay.
is one of the best shows of last season.
Okay. Cool. Christian, where could people find you? Sorry, Yuji, where could people find you?
Ohio. You can find me at ISO Christian on Twitter and Twitch. I do a lot of streaming. Been ranking a lot of movies, which has been getting me a lot of heat on Twitter, especially by Cam Hawkins, unfortunately. But yeah, some cool stuff over on my movie podcast, Large Popcorn. Got a David Lynch episode coming up.
Oh
We
shit!
got Frank coming on the show.
Oh,
Eren from Speaking of Stadia, and then a
Ooh.
very cool Denmark person. I don't want to say about the movie Arrival, which will be very interesting.
interesting. Very interesting.
Danish person, not Denmark person.
You were making some hot takes last night on your sci-fi listing.
Yeah, people weren't happy with that, but that's how it goes.
Fee, where could people find you?
Hello, people can find me
Yeah,
right there.
Right there.
At Zoranix. Gonna be doing some more Twitch streams. You can find me on Twitter. You can also find me over at the Point of Progress, where we talk about a bunch of nerdy stuff with 4 of my friends, including Frank. I know we've talked about Frank multiple times. Frank's on that show. If you really want to see more content from Frank, I could plug him too.
Please do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You always want more Frank.
Yeah, everyone wants more Frank. Also, you can
I
find
agree.
me every so often over at Speaking of Stadia, where I talk about Stadia because Stadia is great. And I've been filling in for the past 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been really fun.
Stadia-tastic.
It's Stadia-tastic.
Okay. It's Stadia-tastic. I guess we all have to say it, Christian.
It's Stadia-tastic.
There you go. I said it
That-
at the head of the
That's how you
show.
print money.
That's how you print money. Yeah, that's right. Stadia, give me some money. I'll turn this whole room. What is it? Red? Red and white.
Red and white.
Red and white.
I'll do it. Hold on.
God.
Oh god, it already has it near him.
Come on. Come on. Stadia,
Still in
give
the
me.
box.
Yeah, it's still in the box. I keep it just so it doesn't get messed up, you know? I can't have it lying around next to my beloved. Okay.
Beloved.
I can't have it lying around next to my DualSense. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
That is cool. We are doing more community streams. I think Eric is. Why do you have 2?
I technically have like I think 3, and it's going to be 4 after I buy Resident Evil.
God.
Fee, what do I have to do to have you send me one of those?
I think I'm actually sending my 4th one to my sister if she's still playing Stadia because I got her to sign up, and I'm telling her that she needs to play more with me.
Okay,
But,
fair enough. Fair
yeah,
enough.
this one's sealed.
How much you want for it? I'll give you
You'll
5
have to talk
Canadian.
to Lucas.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
5 Canadian dollars for this?
No, not 5 Canadian dollars. 5 Canadian loonies.
Continue. With
Anyway.
This episode is chaos.
It's pure chaos. That's how we do it here. Community streams are continuing on Sunday with Eric playing some horror games. I literally asked him, "What game are you playing?" He just said horror. So
horror?
Yeah.
Are you saying hard or horror?
horror.
Are you
Okay.
saying horde, horror, or whore?
I heard a really funny joke the other day.
Or
Scary
horde.
games, scary games, guys. He's playing scary
Okay.
games.
Are-
We are actually having Eren from Speaking of Stadia on tomorrow, talking about Godzilla versus Kong, and that movie was a movie.
Yeah.
Definitely a movie. More on that
I
tomorrow.
hope so.
Agree.
Yeah. And yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me once again. We're gonna have to wait a whole year to have the gang back together, but we'll probably have this quad. I was gonna say quartet. There you go. Thank you. This quartet back to talk about some stuff. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what's working. All right. Christian.
Turns out the Attack on Titan were the friends we made along the way.
That was a nice one.
Yeah.
Why are they attacking the Titans?
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.